are.
Guys, welcome to Be Contagious. We're in Dallas, and I've got a very, very special guest. We have the most energetic, enthusiastic, unbelievable, high energy Coach Kelly Finley. She's the assistant coach at Arizona in beautiful Tucson, Arizona.
You got it.
Kelly, how you doing?
Awesome.
I'm so glad you're here. I tell you what, I really.
I don't have the most energy now.
No,
come on.
No.
I feel like this is,
Well, let's. I mean, we're gonna jump around all different parts.
Okay, I can go there with you.
The one thing that I've noticed about you, and I see you on the road all the time, like how do you get your energy?
Well, I drink a lot of coffee.
Okay, I gave that up, but okay.
I guess it's just part of who I am.
Right.
Every morning when you wake up, you have to decide to be the best, and part of being your best is bringing energy and a smile and making people happy.
Right. Now, how much of how you were raised, your family background, your family culture played a part in that?
Probably a lot, but maybe more so a little bit. My parents are a little old school in mental toughness, and there's always going to be hardships. There's always going to be things that are difficult, and it's how you choose to embrace them and how you choose to face them that's going to make a difference in your everyday life.
Right. Now, okay, you grew up in Minnesota.
I did.
All right, so you have to have that mental toughness for the snow, the sleet.
That negative 20-degree weather,
Yeah, and you're the oldest of three.
I am.
Four.
Oldest of four.
That's right.
Four.
Brother's a professional hockey player in Finley.
You got it.
Daughter just graduated from Harvard.
Yeah, the baby.
Yep. So growing up, as we talk about a lot on different podcasts about the oldest child syndrome. They're usually the most responsible. They're the pleaser.
They're the best. They're the favorite.
They're the best and the favorite. Okay, we can go with that. but what challenges has happened because you have that?
Oh gosh, my brother would tell you I don't have enough fun in my life. And all of these things. Yeah, this is what he would tell you, but that's his opinion.
Right.
That's okay. I think one of my sisters in particular, and this isn't as much tied to being the oldest child as it is being grateful and being thankful. My middle sister is severely handicapped. And so that has come with a lot of responsibility for all of us. We've watched my mom sacrifice and, to go along with what you were saying, being on time, being able to always help, being able to always have a positive attitude, being able to smile when things are hard and all that stuff. And so I think that has impacted my life and affected me, maybe more than my birth order, I don't know.
Now, so that takes a lot of gratitude.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a lot of talk on being thankful and having gratitude. Are there any things that you do so you have that attitude of gratitude every single day?
Oh, geez. I guess I would have to rack my brain, but when I don't see my sister, she's had a huge, tremendous impact on my life. And one thing we talk about with our players a lot is something that's important to us. You've been given a gift and a skill set, and so we need to use our gifts, right? So be thankful for the gifts you have, even if they're ones that you don't realize. I.e., people say, Kelly's so loud. Oh my gosh, she's always out there.
You loud?
Okay, well, I don't know. So you didn't know me?
Yeah.
No way. But I think, part of that is be thankful for your voice. You have a voice, so use it, and little things like that. So
now, have you found that, with coaching, now you've been at several different schools, Harvard, Colorado, and now Arizona. Is there maybe a culture of our student athletes not having that sense of gratitude, or just young people in general?
I don't know if it's so much gratitude, but it is, we're given so many things.
Right.
We have, instant gratification, all our social media and everything, and it's, oh, you're so wonderful, you're so great, here, let me give you more, let me give you more, let me give you more. Well, to whom much is given, much is expected, right?
Right.
And that was always huge for my parents, and instilling in us, you'll get, cool shorts and cool tops and cool whatever, but hard work is what gets you those things. And at some point you still need to do your job.
Right.
And when you do your job, that doesn't always mean you're going to get a pat on the back. It
Right.
means you did your job.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's something that we need to continue to help instill in all people, you know, no matter what age you are, whether you're in college, whether you're in high school, or, you know, 30 years old like us, and kind of trying to do our thing. 50?
40. I did not say 50. You said something very interesting.
50?
I did not say 50. You said interesting. You said expectation.
Yeah.
Right? So, obviously, you know, I know when I was the oldest in my small family, me and my sister, you're the oldest, so there's a lot of expectations.
Yeah.
How do you teach your family, your players, anybody around you, that expectations is a huge part of how to succeed?
It's a great question. I guess my whole life we've always done a lot of goal setting, you know, and, you know, here's the expectation, or here's the minimum, here's your vision, this is where you want to get to, but it's not good enough just to have that. What is your plan, and how are you going to get there, you know? And so I think understanding expectations and clearly communicating them is huge, and you can see that from parents to kids, from coaches to players, from teachers to students, you know, and I think that transcends a lot of different areas in life. But on top of those expectations, there needs to be a plan.
Right.
There needs to be a support system. There needs to be a trust of, hey, if I'm going to push you and I expect this out of you, you have to be willing to help somebody get there as well.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so.
You said something about vision, you know, and we talk a lot about enlarging our vision.
Yeah.
You know, because we're so very limited. We do this activity where we tell a group of our student athletes, or a group of business people, wherever we are, and we say, all right, now listen, you could have any car in the world that you want. Tell me what car you want and how many you want.
Right.
People write down, I want a Lamborghini, Ferrari. And I'm like, great, well, how many do you want? I say, well, 1. Other people say 2. Maybe you'll get someone 4. And just that alone limits your vision. So I tell the group, I said, wait a second, why don't you want the Lamborghini in every street, in every town, in every city, in every state in the world?
In every color.
In every, boom, you just enlarged my vision. So right there, like, you're enlarged. Like, so how do you, now I told you that long story, how or what have you seen that works in terms of helping people enlarge their vision?
Oh, geez, that's a tough question.
I've got tons of them.
You do. Very thoughtful. You know, I think that you have to start with realistic, you know, you have to understand how somebody sees himself.
Okay.
Right? And you have to understand, so that exercise is a perfect example, right? So if you do the exercise and you tell me 4 cars and in one color and in one city and one street, right? Then that tells me a lot about you, right? So then asking more and more questions and helping people expand their mind and think ways that they don't think. That's a very vague answer, and it's not a concrete something, you know what I mean? But in just communicating with people and helping them understand, whoa, there's all these things. Somebody said to me the other day, what would you want to do if you didn't coach? And, you know, whatever the conversation turned into, well, why would you want to work there? Why wouldn't you want to own the shop?
Right.
You know, well, wait a second. But it makes you think, you know, and until people challenge you in those ways, you're going to continue to think inside the box.
Yeah.
You know?
I tell you, too many of us think we try to be just too comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't make decisions.
Yep.
Decision making is a skill. So we stop making decisions, so we no longer sharpen that sword.
Yep.
And then we go down this spiral that we wonder by the time we reach my age, like, what have I done?
Yeah.
I'm not doing something that I want to do.
Right.
How do you avoid that in your personal life?
Well, that, and I will add to that before I answer your question, is that's also, I think, largely tied to fear.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm going to stay in my comfort zone, but you consciously maybe don't even realize that there's fear associated with that.
Right.
You know, so I guess back to your question, how do you stay out of that? Oh gosh, you have to just keep learning, keep pushing yourself,
It's good.
keep challenging yourself, you know. And somebody asked me yesterday, how do you take criticism? Oh my gosh, it's the best way to learn.
Yeah.
Right? And it has to be honest and truthful and transparent, but people who are willing to to challenge you
Right.
and push you and help you to see things differently. God, you can't surround yourself with enough people like that. Now you need a little love every once in a while too, you know, a little pat on the back, you know, whatever. But continuing to challenge yourself in what we do, you know, what you do is wonderful. Okay, let's go into the film industry. Let's go into the schools. Let's go check out what do they do in Fortune 500 companies. It's not too different than a college athletics.
Absolutely.
You know, because in essence, it's big business.
Yeah.
So understanding and looking at different perspectives and different things, and then applying it directly to what you do, I think is huge.
You said something, criticism. You want criticism
Yeah.
because that's how you get better. So Tim Grover, he's the Michael Jordan's trainer. He said, I was watching him speak one day, he said, there is no difference between criticism and feedback.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same. Obviously there's tone and how it's delivered and everything else. But I thought I was like, man.
Why, feedback makes you feel better?
Well, apparently, like, Coach, I like feedback. Or I never heard anybody say, Coach, I want some criticism. Can you criticize me today? But maybe if we said that, maybe we'll just get the elephant out of the room and we do it.
Sure.
All right, now, just give quick, I'm going to give you a quick, now you went to Northwestern first, then Colorado State, finished school, and an illustrious basketball career with the Rams.
Hardly.
Now, after that, now, again, we talk about Harvard, Colorado, and now Arizona.
Correct.
Did I miss anything before Harvard?
No.
Okay, so went right to Harvard. Obviously, there are different cultures at all of those schools.
Yeah.
How have you been able to be very successful? Because you are one of the top recruiters in the country.
Oh, thank you. That's sweet.
I've seen you in action. I've seen you work. And there are reasons behind it that you're able to succeed at 3 different types of schools.
Oh gosh, I haven't really thought of what, you know, one thing is the common factor, but I will tell you this. When I first started working, I was a volunteer assistant. It was the best thing I ever did.
A volunteer assistant in Boston,
You got
Massachusetts. Folks, the cost of
I
living
shouldn't say this,
in
but
Boston.
$1,200 for a basement, 1 room. Yeah, it's a little steep.
Wow, and that was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a long time ago. So, one of the best things that I ever did, though, was sit down with one of our men's assistants there who happened to come from Duke.
Yes.
Yes. And one of the things that he taught me is everything you do is about people, right? And so when you're recruiting, when you're selling, when you're promoting, make sure that you remember that every single person is a piece to that recruit's puzzle, is a piece to your boss's puzzle, is a piece to your coworker's puzzle. And so make sure that you're aware and you connect with all those people. Now, I might not be able to say, okay, I'm going to go talk to the AD's wife or the AD's husband or however that is, right? But I'm aware of who those pieces are and how they fit together. And I think that that's something that transcends no matter where you are.
Right.
And just understanding that people really truly are the most important thing. And how you treat people, it matters.
Right.
Maybe that.
I'm going to stop you.
Go ahead.
I'm going to stop you because you just made a great, is it analogy or example?
I don't know.
Of a puzzle.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that every person is a puzzle.
Yeah.
And you are putting in the pieces to connect all of it together.
Correct. And sometimes I think about my analogy is we're trying to play a chess game, we're not trying to play checkers. In checkers you jump over people and then you eliminate and you get rid of, right? In chess you have to understand what each piece brings.
Right.
They can all do different things.
Yes.
You know, and then how do they all move together on your team to make them move forward? And so I think that was one of the greatest things that I've learned, that I've taken, you know, everywhere that I've been, and I think it's helped us to find success in many ways.
You have no idea how powerful that is. No, I mean, like think about it, right? So when you think about even just in recruiting or dealing with people, like I think people don't understand how to service other people.
Yeah.
And that's just another way to do it. It's actually taking the time to know, all right, well, what is, I see Kelly's puzzle, but what piece can I put in to fill her needs of what she needs at that certain amount of time?
Exactly.
And I think a lot of us stay on autopilot and not on drive.
Yeah.
and then we're just like aimlessly. But the checkers pieces.
You have to be intentional.
I love intentional. I love it. All right, well that's great because that's gonna be my next thing. Because most people are not intentional.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. All right. So what do you do, or is it natural to you now?
Oh God, no.
I'll be intentional.
Now maybe more so than ever. It's a challenge because when you start anything in any business, it's like, okay, I'm gonna work harder. I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna put my head down. If I work harder, then I'm gonna get where I want to go.
Yeah.
You know, and I might not see that clear vision, but it's just gonna happen. Yeah, that's not how it works.
Right.
You know, and so being intentional about, I'll be honest with you. For me, you talk about energy and these kinds of things, and I get a lot of energy by being by myself. You know, and just I'm either on 100 or 0.
Right.
You know, and we could see that as a strength or a weakness, but it just is reality.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But understanding, even being intentional in your personal life, right, is okay. I'm going to shut my phone off for this 1 hour, and the world is not going to come crashing down.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And so just being intentional about those things, being intentional about how do I plan my day. What is my day going to look like when I get up in the morning? Or the day will run you over.
Yes, yes.
You'll get to 10 p.m. You'll be like, wait, what just happened today? I'm a list maker.
Right.
I'm a list maker.
Oh, you're one of those?
Yeah, I'm one of those. I like to check boxes.
You check?
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
Okay. I'm not a list maker. Well, no, I pretend I do. I make a list, and then I forget I have that list until like 4 days later, and I'm like, oh! I go back, and then I rewrite the list on another piece of paper.
But do you ever check a box?
I don't ever know if I get anything done, actually. But
good to
I
know.
love it. All right, intention, puzzles, that is all great stuff. All right, my last 2 questions. All right, the first one of the most important ones.
Okay.
When they make the Kelly Finley movie, okay, who is playing you?
Oh Lord, I don't know. You don't know this about me, but I don't know actors and actresses very well.
What?
Why don't you tell me who would play me?
Oh boy, this is tough. I mean, well, it depends. We could go maybe a Gwyneth Paltrow.
Okay, I can get with that.
Brooke Wyckoff already said Cameron Diaz.
Okay.
But
I can see that. That's a great for Brooke.
We may have to maybe, if we pay Cameron more money, maybe she'll play you.
We can. Okay.
Gosh, I don't know who. I'm trying to think like who would be a good one to play you.
We might have to get back to that.
Maybe one of the X-Men. What's the girl who does all the flips, the red hair girl? Maybe that'll be
her.
That'll be really good. She has some pretty good energy.
That sounds
all right, last question for you. And you know, we really believe that in order to be successful in life, you have to fall in love with a few things.
Okay.
All right. I know you're very successful, and I know you're always trying to get to another level.
Okay.
So what are you in love with?
Oh God, you don't want to know. My favorite place on earth, Hawaii.
Yes.
It is my safe haven. I think it is one of the only things that I am totally in love with.
Okay.
And I say things, I mean places, because I think it's just the experiences that it brings me. And every year I've been fortunate enough to have traveled enough to have enough points to go for free, seemingly enough, right? But I love the time that I get to spend with my family there, and I like it. It re-energizes me, and I love the beach and the trees, and there's not one thing that I don't love about it.
Right.
For sure.
That is awesome.
Yes.
Hawaii and family.
Hawaii, family. That's about it.
That's pretty good.
That's good.
Intention, puzzles. Boy, this has been awesome. This has been awesome, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. We're gonna have all the little social media contacts for you to reach out to Coach Kelly.
Please do.
Thank you so much. I
Cheers.
appreciate you. Boom!
Nailed it.
Hey guys, thanks for watching another episode of Be Contagious. Hopefully you gained some valuable lessons because I certainly did. Do me a favor, there's boxes all over the place, but go ahead and click this button right here. It's yellow. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have over 60 plus videos that can help you get to another level. Want to join the Be Contagious movement? Click on the box right up there with the letters A, B, and C. Sign up for our newsletter so that every single month you can go ahead and get the juice you need to be contagious for the people around you. And don't forget, click this box right here for some more great footage, advice, nuggets, or just someone to talk to on one of our many great videos on always be contagious. Remember, you are great, you are a light, and you have the power to be contagious for the people around you.